Hello, and welcome to the weekly Mayan weather report. I am curious, first of all, to hear how that Kawak storm wave spell was for everyone. And I haven't heard a single comment, so if you want to give me a big mama present, because I'm a soon-to-be mom and you want to just make me happy, let me know how that wave spell was for you. And any kind of comment if you resonated with what I said, or just helps me know what's up with you all out there. Communicate. So, today we're starting a new wave spell, and I am doing this from the comfort of my own bed. It's a secret, but yes, I'm at home, and I don't know about you, but I slept like deeply last night. I had a friend come over, and of course, the last day of the 13-day cycle was the storm of the storm. I was very we did energy healing all day yesterday. We did theta healing, and she did a psychic reading for me, and I did a Mayan calendar reading for her. It was really cool. And I felt energy shifting, and I felt a lot of the themes of stuff that we've talked about here or on my other vlog, about resistances to money and just all kinds of stuff were coming up, and it was awesome. Anyway, shout out to my new friend. Yay. There's definitely deep healing. Like, I could definitely feel the energy. I will be honest, when I travel and I go to Mexico and I go to a lot of these other countries, it seems easier for me to talk about energy and a lot of these metaphysical principles. When I'm here in the US, I'm now really focusing on calling in Soul Tribe. So I'm resonating more and more with people who don't just talk about it, but it's like you're talking to them and you can feel the energy shifting. You can feel the healing. You can feel it just touches this core part. And I could feel when I slept last night just how deep just energy moved deep in. So there's new energy coming in. And anyway, I'm very excited. As you can tell, a friend of mine commented that I look very excited in my video blog. I'm a very passionate person, in case you couldn't tell. I'm sure you're all really excited to find out what today is. And today we're starting on a new wave spell, a new 13-day cycle. And it's perfect that I'm doing this in my PJs from my bed, because I'm having a very luxurious morning, and it is the wave spell or 13-day cycle of Ib, the human being who desires to do things as he or she pleases. Sometimes we hear the messages and yet we decide to do entirely the opposite thing. And that's part of the human. We have free will, we have choice, we have influence over what we do and what we choose. And Spirit does not interfere with that. Spirit gives us free reign. Spirit can give us suggestions and we're free to take them or not. And it's all of these issues, or all of this, yumminess, is what we're going to be looking at in the next 13 days. So when do you sometimes you get guidance from angels or spirit guides, and honestly, that's not the right thing for you. And you can say no. Sometimes, I think when I started the spiritual path, I thought I have to say yes. If it's a higher being that's telling me do this, I must do it. And now I'll often consciously say thank you. And no, that does not work for me. Like, I need a little bit more compassion, or I really get that the highest thing would be for me to say no to this right now. And yet there's something in me that's deeply wounded and I need some time to heal it. Bringing compassion and grace to the process. So what we want to be looking at in this 13-day cycle is, how are you influencing people? How do you want to influence people? Just kind of aligning your knowledge with wisdom. Like, these things, and how are you living them? Breaking out of a routine can be good. Just kind of shaking things up, and being aware of when you're isolating and when you're not participating in life, but just kind of doing your own thing. So today we start this 13-day cycle, and let's see, is there anything else that's coming through? The human being. Sometimes it's not just about we do what we want because we're stubborn and we're dumb, or I don't know if that was just, it's because we've been culturally ingrained. We have forces that influence us. And I invite you to my free teleclass, which is going to be starting January 5th. And it really is about looking at some of those cultural influences, particularly with regards to time and the Gregorian calendar and versus natural time and all this, and how we can clear some of those structures that aren't our choice. I mean, you're free to have those structures, but when you choose them, they're so much more powerful than when you're subconsciously ruled by them. So the human is also about these like subconscious cultural programmings and how becoming aware of them can really free you up. And I know a lot of you are already aware about a lot of these, but it feels almost like there's endless ones that we're learning about. Like food can be one. Oh, medical care is another whole realm of it. And the teleclass I'll be teaching for free, yay, is going to be on January 5th. This is going to be right before I'm giving birth. So if I give birth, it's going to be a fun ride for all of us. So January 5th, 12th, and 19th, Thursdays in Gregorian time. 6:45, just to get us all hopping on the call, doing some, meditation, grounding in, and officially starting about 7 o'clock and going till 9 p.m. And we're going to be exploring an introduction to the Mayan calendar. So if you're a big expert, you're free to join us. Just know that we're going to be going slow, going through a lot of concepts about what is time, questioning our time in the first session, and in the second session, really looking at just more specifically the Mayan calendars and the 13 moon calendar and the Tzolk'in, the sacred count of the days, and in the third session, really, going even more in depth about all the cool stuff you can do, like add kins and have compatibility and find out what your passion and purpose is with a certain person, etc. So I hope I will be hearing you there. And I am excited about that. So again, January 5th, and you can register on my website at www.mayanreadings.com. The link for the teleclass isn't up yet, but if you just register for my newsletter, which, I don't bombard you with emails, don't worry about it, and you can unsubscribe at any time. If you subscribe for that, I'll let you know details about the teleclass, like what number to call or what website to get on, etc. Anyway, so this 13-day cycle that is starting today about the human, our challenge, which is the challenge day is tomorrow. So we all now are starting to get the first day is the day of the mission, and the second day is the day of the challenge. It's like, okay, you're committed to this breaking free of all this programming and being a good influence and using your wisdom and practicing it. What comes up in the face of that? The Skywalker energy tomorrow is so tomorrow's lunar Skywalker. It's the challenge or duality of exploration. So what does that mean translated? Is that sometimes we can have the urge to do. Go out beyond our comfort zone. Go out, do stuff, take care of things, move, face fears, like just be in action, and we're not really being, right? We're not being a human being. We're just doing. And sometimes we're too contracted. We want to just stay safe and be warm and be in our little comfort bubble. And we're not going out and exploring and traveling and going out into the physical world and interacting with people. So it's about how do you find the balance between those two? I want to know, how do you do it? So it's really basically the Skywalker is about being an empty vessel, being empty of desires and attachments. And we talked about this a lot, my friend and I, how there's this theme of being unattached to results, taking action without an attachment to the outcome. And how really, so then the next day after that is going to be a wizard. It's about serving through alchemy. and transmutation. And then we have this, the day after that, the fourth day, is about giving form to things through flying really high like the eagle. It's the eagle. Giving form to things through flying high like the eagle, seeing the big perspective. So really, when you're thinking about taking action and about being and going out in the world, really having a clear view of like, how does this fit in the larger context? How is this part of me creating the new earth? How am I contributing to the real world that I want to see manifest? And that has everything to do with who you're being, like what you're putting out there just by your energy, and it also has a lot to do with what you're doing. I mean, you can't deny if you're working, you know, if you own a maquiladora and you have all these, you're really enhancing slavery on this planet, right? And so I mean, it has everything to do with congruency. I mean, definitely, yeah, who you're being, if you're being peaceful and loving and kind and compassionate is important, and it's also important, you know, that you're not doing terrible stuff out there. Okay, so then the fifth day is 16. So the is the warrior. So it's about commanding our energy. So really standing in our power through questioning and intelligence. And this goes back to that whole cultural programming thing I was telling you about, which, again, I already invited you to my talent class. But, I mean, there's a lot of other things to question. I mean, this whole Occupy Wall Street thing that's happening, it's all about people starting not only to question, but they're taking action on what they're questioning. They're using their intelligence, their high values, their high expectations. And I know you all out there have those same deep knowings and values and expectations, and it is time. It's happening, people. Do you feel it? I mean, not only are we on the cusp of 2012, and we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the reincarnation of the Mayans. Maya is illusion. We are that. We created this deadline so we could remember to get our butts in gears and stop just chillaxing and enjoying the tropical fruit on the beach, and really like remind our brothers and sisters that this is our creation. This planet is our creation. It's our responsibility. It's our choice. Not responsibility like what a drag, but like responsibility is in our privilege to get to inhabit this earth and make gardens and circles and drumming circles and take care of one another. You know what I'm saying? So I want to hear what you're doing this week to really align your free will with the bigger messages that you hear, the big perspective that you have. And then sixth, but not last day of the Wavespell, we're almost getting to the middle of it, and then I'm going to, you know, now I'm cutting it off there, and I'll give you guys the rest of the Wavespell next week. So the sixth day is going to be the Earth. So it's all about how are you in rhythm and balance with the earth, because we all know it's all about the earth, you know, this beautiful earth, which my friend and I were tripping on yesterday, that we forget that we think the mother is just grounded and home, but I mean the earth is flying through the sky. It's navigating through the universe, the cosmos. It's awesome. Okay, this is getting way too long, so I'm going to stop now. The last day that I'm going to give you is the resonant day. It's this, what are we channeling? And what we're going to be channeling is the mirror. So this, anything that you don't like, that you see in the external, it's about how can you turn it around and look at what you're doing that doesn't work. And that's going to be your key to creating transformation and change. And anything you love, play it up in yourself. You love this person because they're outspoken, be more outspoken. All right, love you all. Please leave me your comments. I want to hear from you. Okay, I'm being whiny, and I love you. Bye.